This is Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Rachel, what's your major?
Elementary education.
Woo! Okay, so what we're going to learn today is, so this is called, mine's called the Pulse, but yours is called the Echo Pen, and they're the same thing. And what it is it's like a smart pen, and so you have to use a specific paper, and you can actually record audio on it.
Interesting.
And then you can, like, while you're writing, and then you can go back and tap it and do different things. So what we're going to learn today is how to use this Live Scribe dot paper and Echo Pen.
Okay.
Alright, so first what I want you to do is turn on your pen.
Okay.
So you'll see a power button at the top.
Okay. You can take the cap off the top of the pen too.
That would probably be good. Yeah.
You want, I can hold it.
Alright. And then what I want you to first do is to go down in your bottom left-hand corner, and you see a record button.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tap record. And you'll see that your pen's recording. Alright, so what it's doing right now is it's recording. So you can go ahead and jot down a few sentences. Just like go ahead, anything.
You can write your name, whatever you
write
want to
your
write.
name, whatever you want to write. And right now, it's not memorizing what you're writing down, but it's memorizing what's going on while you're writing. It's pretty cool. Alright, so so now what I want you to do is push stop. Okay. And now push anywhere where you wrote. And right now so then to stop it, you just push the stop again.
That is so cool.
I
And you
know.
can touch anywhere, like if you're taking a lot of notes, you can touch anywhere on the page and it'll take you directly to that point.
To that point.
So
And
it's
then-
like review the lecture all back. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So like if you're in a lecture hall and, you know, a lot of us are taking notes and we're not really paying attention to what else is going on, you can re-listen to it and then you can study for it for the final. So now what we're going to do is we're going to watch a short video on Jess's computer, and this is just kind of like a demonstration, a quick demonstration that you're going to kind of do later of how to actually use the Echo Pen.
Okay.
And so go ahead and you can start recording and take like little baby notes of like what's going on. So just jot a few, so just like jot a few things down.
Okay.
Alright. Wrong one.
Audio, but also what you're writing on this specially coded piece of paper. The idea is that for a businessman or for someone who's a student, you write notes while you're in a meeting or a lecture. The pen keeps track of what you're writing, but also records your lecture. So you can write on the paper, you can write pointers towards what you're hearing, and then later on when you're at home trying to remember what was said, you can play back the meeting in its entirety, but tapping the pen anywhere on the page will forward the recording onto the point at which it was recording when you made that note, which is incredibly clever and an invaluable memory jogger. Everything to do with the pen is controlled from these pads. You get one provided, and there are more available to buy. You can also print your own via their desktop software, but there's controls printed here. So for entering the menu, there's this quite simple structure here that enables you to go through the pen's menu system. This enables you to adjust settings. You can set this pen up to be right or left-handed. You can replay earlier meetings. There's a piano, which is almost completely useless. There's a translator, we'll talk about a bit later. But everything is done from this clever coded paper, which has a series of dots which are unique to each pad. There are about 5 pads in each series. And the pen can remember each of the pads, and then you only need to take those what you've recorded off when you start a new pad. There's a more professional reporter notebook as well, which we quite like. That's an option, but it's quite nice, and it has all the same functions. And if you look at the front page of the paper here, there's a calculator, so I can tap on these keys, and I can add 2 to 2. Probably get the surprising result of 4. Which is rather good. There's also these status buttons, so if you want to know how much battery there is left. You tap the battery indicator, which it shows you. Tells you how much storage there is, software version, everything like that. The menus, as I said, are controlled from that thing, and there's an audio volume system as well. And of course you can adjust the brightness and, as I said, the orientation. If you're interested in the rather cunning translation demo, I'll just scroll through to that. There's not very much in terms of support for language at the moment. There is an app store which enables you to buy apps. There is an option for you to pay $30 US for something that can turn your handwritten text into computer, digital text. And there's also apps that have common translation. So if you were abroad, you could write down where's the nearest hotel, and the pen will do it. They're not entirely comprehensive, but for Spanish, I should be able to just type hello, and then it should, there you go, translate it for you, and it speaks it. So you should be able to also, I happen to know for a fact that they've programmed in beer, which is perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's a live Scribes Echo Pin in a small 4-minute video. And so while watching that, what was like the most interesting thing to you?
It was all really interesting. I think this is like, I don't know, you can kind of be like, wow, this is what the feature's going to be like kids can write anything and then just like record. It's nice because instead of like having like a little video camera like recording a professor or someone or a teacher during a lecture or class, like you can just have the audio back. Like so whenever they give you like definitions or like examples that like aren't on their slides when you're taking notes, you can still have those for the exams, which is awesome.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Alright, so now you're actually going to use the pin system.
Okay.
Alright. So go ahead and tap your record button.
Okay.
It should still be on. Yep. Yeah, you can go ahead. Oh, it was recording, so we have to stop it because it recorded the whole time. So yeah, you can go ahead and push up in here to like go back to what was going on. So we can actually just use this to show what's going on. Alright, so you can actually, so go ahead and push up there.
Wherever you want.
Yeah, wherever you want. There you go. And now go ahead and use that jump button. So tap the jump. Okay. So what did it do?
It skips to.
Yeah. So it like skips to later, and then the back arrow will obviously skip to. Yeah. And then there's another one that's a little more precise than just the jump one. If you use the jump to position,
You like drag it.
yeah, you can drag it, or you can just like tap wherever. So like this center line means it goes to the to the middle of what was being recorded. Ah.
Or like right almost to the end. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the awesome playback speed. So go ahead and speed up the playback speed. So just tap it and keep tapping. Oh, go ahead and, yeah. And then you can slow it down too.
Stop doing bad. Recording the
So then you can make the lecture slower if you wanted to, or you can make it play a lot faster if like you're ready to get through it. It would be like, so it'll go faster.
And then if you want to go just to like, however, like if you like sped it up and you don't want to like push the back button the whole time to get back to the right speed, there's just a little dot in the middle of the plus and minus, and that'll just take it straight back to like medium speed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So normal speed.
Yep.
And then there's also the volume, which would obviously turn it up or down. So if like you're somewhere where, like in the library, you really want it to be quiet, you can turn it all the way down. You can actually mute it also. So that's really nice that it's adjustable too.
And there's also a headphone jack in the top of the pin, so you can always use your headphones.
Okay. All right, and then what we're gonna learn, so that's just kind of how you would go through, like you're taking notes and then to record, stop, jump, if you wanna like listen to, because sometimes, I mean, you can record so much on the pin. This is an 8 GB pin, so it holds a lot of recording. So now what you're gonna learn is how to actually go back through the different sessions that are on the pin and then replay them. So, did you want to do that, Saji?
Okay. And for the replay different session, you just double tap in the middle of the arrows in the bottom left hand corner. And this will take you to the main menu.
Main menu.
Yeah. And then tap the down arrow once for paper reply.
Paper replay.
And tap the right arrow once for record new session.
And then go down one more.
Yeah.
One more arrow.
And tap the right arrow once again for selection of recording that are on the pin.
And then you can see where it says like today at 9:23, and then if you push the down arrow, it will show different. Yeah, and then I'm sure there's probably
so
some.
you will find all the recording on the pin, just without using notebook for assistance.
Yep. Cool. Exactly. So if you were looking for a specific one, instead of like flipping through your notebook, you can actually just use the pin and then just find it that way, which is nice.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a lesson. So if you flip back a couple of, or just one page, you can see some awesome Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to teach you how this could be used like in a junior high setting, how you could teach like a student, and then this could be more of like their tutoring. So if you want to like go to where it says touch here, you can listen to the recording. Yeah, and then you'll listen to the recording and do what it says.
We are getting back to the main menu.
Now, here's a lesson
Too
about
slow.
Now you have to.
on your paper, you have a right triangle that has A on one side, B on the other, and C on another side. A and B are your legs to your triangle, and C is your hypotenuse.
So you're learning a lesson from the pin.
Learn how to do Pythagorean theorem, which is going to give you what C equals. In the triangle that you have above, A equals 9 and B equals 6. To do Pythagorean theorem, I want you to plug in A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So, in your parentheses, I want you to put A and B, and then you're going to get C squared.
So you're essentially doing the lesson at the
I
same
want you to
time.
figure out the math, and then we will go from there.
So if you want to go ahead and figure out the math.
Those are big numbers.
81, right?
Yeah. So you essentially just had recorded a lesson, which you could do with any student, and then you can go back and do the actual what the lesson was wanting you to do. So you're learning from the pin because you can record sessions beforehand on it, which is really nice.
And then this one is actually broken into 2 different like recordings for one lesson. So I'm gonna be nice to you and not make you.
Oh, you're gonna do the calculator?
Yeah, not make you.
Yeah, what's the
You
square
work it
root of
out.
117?
So.
Ooh, you know what you can do? You can use the calculator.
Yeah.
That works, yeah.
Does
So
it have
it'll be on the.
square?
You can get the top.
So the number.
So yeah.
Like on this.
Yeah.
And then so you'd put in your number. And then
hit your
Equal?
square root button.
Oh. Oh, hit the square root.
Now hit your square
after.
root button.
There it goes.
there it goes.
It's awesome.
So you just did your math,
Then you can like
On
flip
it.
back
and then and then
write
write
your
it.
what your c squared equals. Yeah, and then that's your c. So then if you want to touch right on that a,
Okay, so now you have blanks that you need to fill in for a squared, b squared, and c squared.
so if you want to just put your numbers back in those
A,
blanks.
b, and c equal, you must take the square root of a, the square root of b, and the square root of c. You also have blanks to fill in.
So then when you take the square root, what would those be?
That these
You've already done all the math, so you just plug it in.
will be your A, B, and your C answer. So, once you have found these answers, you can say that the hypotenuse, which is letter C, is going to be however long it is.
So it's really nice that you can actually do the math right here, and that you can just go right to the front page, and the calculator will help you, which is really cool.
Okay. So what did you find the most difficult about this lesson?
The large numbers.
What was the best part?
The best part is being able to have the lesson already like recorded, and like if the teacher, I guess the teacher could record sessions on pens if she wanted to, and give them to all the kids, or the kids can like just record as she's doing the lesson and play it back and do their homework with like her right there.
Yeah. So then so that would be kind of the way that the teacher and the student would be able to use it. The teacher could record it and send it home with the student, and it would be like a tutoring session without actually having to be with the student.
Kids learn best from the repetition, which would be nice for them.
Perfect. Okay, so if you flip the notebook over and turn the page backwards one, we're going to do kind of a lesson on ABCs, so like more of an elementary kindergarten lesson.
Which is more what you would be using, because since you're elementary.
So, now we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to start the same way. Whenever you do it, what I want you to touch the first, like just the bottom of the page.
Today, we are going to be learning how to make our letters. We're going to start with the letter A. As you can see, you have some dotted lines and a highlighted section on your paper in front of you. What you need to do is you're going to be tracing this section as I give you the directions. So,
The slowness is good for little kids.
Yeah.
They need that.
dot at the bottom of the page called number 1. I want you to draw a dot, a line, straight line, from dot number 1 to dot number 2 at the top of the page.
I like connect the dots.
And then you can stop. Afterwards, I want you to draw a line from dot number 2 to dot number 3.
Kids will love the technology.
Use a straight line, and that will give you the majority of your A. After you finish that, start at dot number 4 and draw a line to dot number 5 through the middle of the 2 lines that you had already started. This completes your letter A. That is a capital. Now,
And then if you want to turn the page.
once you get to the other side, I want you to look and see that you have your dotted lines again and your highlighting mark and a lowercase a. I want you to start at
I
the
know.
top
I grabbed myself.
circle on the lowercase a.
Go ahead and pause, push the pause button. Okay, so say you didn't get all the way around and you missed part of it, you can pause it and then jump back to what you had missed
Yeah.
and then start over. So then if you just push the, like touch where the last place was.
Like here?
Yeah,
Now turn the page.
it'll jump straight to,
Once you get to the other
so,
side,
not sure.
Now you can use your position
Yeah, use your positioning to try
to
to,
try to get to where you're supposed to.
yeah.
aim press until you reach dot number 1 again,
Mhm.
and then pick up your pencil.
Which is really easy for them to just tap the bottom of the page where they need to be.
Dot number 2, just a
Very
dot
convenient.
at the
Yeah,
top of the line.
it's all right here.
From
Yeah.
there, I want you to put your pencil on your dot and draw a line straight down the line that you see.
Now you made the lowercase
So now
a.
you can stop it.
Yeah. Now you made the lowercase a. So now we're going to just tell you a little bit about the benefits, kind of the cost of an Echo Pen, and that kind of thing, and just like how much the networks typically cost. So yeah.
Yes, we talk about that this can be used for both students and teachers. And this can also be digital materials in the classroom to enable for every student to use. And students can just hear teachers' explanation over and over again if they miss while they're taking notes in the lectures. And also students can slow down or speed up as we just did, and to help them comprehend better for students. And students can also use this as calculator, as we just did. And another function is that children can learn the piano, which we didn't use here today, or listen to different instrument sounds by following directions of how to draw the piano and other instruments. And for teachers, they can listen to students' assignment of their details and their process of how to solve the problem, and they can also give them a perfect audio models for them to help them better the reading fluency. And also the students can listen to what teachers can also listen to what children do through the recording of children's auditory in a pen, so they can get the feedback of the teachers. And also this can be AT assistive technology in the class, and for auditory processing problem children, and they can, because they can't keep the pace of teachers' lectures, so they can use the recording to listen to the lecture as we explained before, and they can also slow down the auditory of the teacher and to get the explanation and details. And for visual impairment children, and there is a talking address book or prescription book as teacher or other adults just record what is the address of the place, and then the price and the phone number. And also for the speech impaired children, students can take home a good auditory model that is done by teachers, so they can listen again and again until they think it's okay. And also this can help the IEP team, they can do the data better as they just recording what happened around while they're observe the children, so it's better for them to get the data and record. And also it's good for the second language learners, and they can doing the homework themselves independently, so they do not feel frustrated in front of many children or teacher. And they can also have good audio model from the teacher. So there are lots of benefits. And there are also other use, like teachers can sharing lessons with parents, and the teachers can create homework from the pen. So there are lots of use.
It's also kind of cool because they can create like a talking test. So like if you have a student that needs to like have the test read to them, it's some place that they could just go to the hall and you don't have to have somebody sit there and read the test to them. They can push a certain part on the paper and then know how the test was. Yeah. So the Echo Pen, which is what you're using, for about a 4 gig, it's about $120 right now. That's gone down in price a lot. The Pulse Pen, which is actually the original model, an older model, it's actually not even sold anymore. So Brooke can't get another pen like hers.
Yeah.
And then they have a new one that's out, and the 2 gig of that, it's actually called a Wi-Fi Sky Pen. So it's a smart pen, but it has Wi-Fi capabilities, which then has a button in like the front flap of your folder or notebook that has like a sync button. So then you can click that, and it'll upload all of the notes that you've taken. Like it not only like records the audio, but it also records exactly what you wrote. And so it'll put it on like any device, so you can find it from a computer, an iPad, anything like that. Those pens are $150 just for the 2 gig, and that's the smallest storage that you can get. The notebooks are kind of expensive. You can get a pack of 2 for about $25. I mean, most of them are 3-subject notebooks, so it should last quite a while. But so yeah, they're kind of expensive, and then you have to buy special ink cartridges, and they're about $7 a piece.
So it's really, I mean, for what it does, it's not terribly expensive. Definitely for a classroom. I mean, we spend a lot of money on technology, and that's the other thing that you want in your classroom. So really, it's not that expensive, but you just got to keep in mind, like if you have little kids, they're just going to be drawing in the notebook.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep in mind that you'll already have to have preset commands in the notebook for them and recorded already. So it might take some more time, which is kind of a con, but in the end, it's completely worth it on our end as teachers. So, okay, so the last thing we're going to do today is you're going to learn how to draw a piano, and then you can play it. All right, so go ahead and flip to like a clean sheet of paper.
You can honestly just go to the bottom of the page that you were
writing.
earlier.
Yep, that'll be fine. Okay, so first what you're going to do is tap the main menu, go to the main menu. Alright, and then what you're going to do is you're going to push the down arrow twice for piano.
Paper replay. Piano.
And then you're going to push the right arrow, and it will give you directions.
Draw your piano. First, draw 9 vertical lines from left to right. Connect the lines on the top and bottom.
This is so much fun.
Yeah. My lines aren't very straight.
That's okay.
Write the letter I. This is your instrument icon.
So
Double tap when you're
Wherever
done.
you want.
Yeah, wherever.
Double
And then
tap.
Double tap.
Write the letter R. This is your rhythm tracks icon.
And then double tap it.
Oh,
So now
so there you
rhythm.
have rhythm. And if you want the rhythm to stop, you just push the stop button. But then you can play on your piano.
So click any of your boxes. No way. That is so cool.
So they can essentially learn
Yeah.
the piano
Yeah.
in a
But
little
you
bit.
can't
It
do a
doesn't.
full octave.
Yeah,
So.
it's not all there.
But it also will switch instruments. So if you push your I button.
Vibraphone.
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome.
And
Yeah.
little kids, you could use this as a reward system for little kids
Yeah.
easily.
If you do
They
your
would
math,
love
you
it.
get to play on the piano.
Yeah, exactly.
If you take your pen and like kind of drag it across and like write, so it's always so fun. And then you could like make up your own songs with like rhythm and change the instruments if you record it too. I think
I think you can. Yeah,
Let's try it.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe you can't record the
I
piano.
thought you could.
Stop. It says stop recording to use the piano.
Oh. You could record, press this button probably.
Yeah. You could
But-
record how they could play the piano,
Mhm.
but
And then they could do it.
yeah.
But
Very cool.
that's the piano. And that's the Echo Pin.
Yep.